What's going on, guys? It's your boy Dom Kemp, and do not mind the background noise, guys. Those are fans going because I'm out in a sunroom right now. But other than that, it's your boy Dom Kemp, guys, and this is a suggestion by Jeremy Pape. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. If I'm not, Jeremy, I apologize. Shout out to Jeremy for this suggestion on what the Orlando Magic have to do to be title contenders, guys. So this is interesting because Jeremy was the first one to comment on my Atlanta Hawks video. He said the Orlando Magic, and I said, okay, say no more, and we are doing it right now. So shout out to Jeremy one more time. Hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. I'm sorry if I am not, but shout out to you first and foremost before we start this, guys. So we are talking about the Orlando Magic, guys, and what they have to do to be title contenders. If you guys missed my Atlanta Hawks one, I will have an annotation up on the screen right now, so you could go over to that video, but I will also have it at the end of the video just in case you still want to check it out. But other than that, let's jump straight into it. The 2016-2017 Orlando Magic, guys. So first and foremost, we're going through the starters, the second rotation, and the third rotation players. The starters for this 2016-2017 Orlando Magic team, at point guard was Elfrid Payton, shooting guard was Evan Fournier, small forward was Terrence Ross, power forward Aaron Gordon, and center Nikola Vucevic, guys. This is not a bad lineup if you look at it on paper, guys. And I believe, though, that the Orlando Magic can improve, and I will get into that in a little bit. Their second rotation was C.J. Watson at point guard and Jody Meeks at shooting guard. They also had Mario Hezonja at the power forward position as a backup to Aaron Gordon. But he can also play small forward, guys, so he can play behind Ross. And at center, as a backup center in the second rotation, is Bismack Biyombo. So this is the second rotation for the Orlando Magic. It's not the best, but it's definitely not the worst. They have three-point shooters off the bench. They have shot blockers off the bench as well. A shot blocker off the bench, and Bismack Biyombo. And then, of course, in the third rotation, guys, one player all alone, standing still, the third-string point guard, DJ Augustin, guys. And other than that, they don't necessarily have a third rotation. And it's pretty interesting to think about that the Orlando Magic don't have depth. Like, they need backups. They need stronger starters. That's what I would say, guys. Remember, this is my opinion. And I am saying this because I feel like they could definitely improve their starting lineup and even their second rotation, maybe. You never know. And here are a couple of their other players, guys, got limited playing time. Marcus Georges-Hunt, and Patricio Garino, Damjan Rudez, Stephen Zimmerman, and Jeff Green, guys. So those are the rest of the players for the Orlando Magic, guys, and they were players who got limited playing time in the rotation of the Orlando Magic's roster. Now, we are going to look at the 2016 Magic leaders, guys. The Orlando Magic leaders, whether it's field goal percentage, assists, rebounds, and points. So let's jump into that real quick. The most minutes per game on the Orlando Magic team in the 2016-2017 season was Terrence Ross with 31.2. Field goal percentage was Bismack Biyombo off the bench with 52.5% shooting from the field. 3-point percentage, Serge Ibaka, 38.6% on the 3-point mark. Free throw percentage was Terrence Ross with 85.2%. Rebounds per game, my apologies. Nikola Vucevic with 10.4 rebounds a game. Assists per game was Elfrid Payton with 6.5. He's not necessarily a shooter, guys, so that's what the Orlando Magic need to improve on. I will leave some possible. If they make these signings, I believe they could be contenders. But, as I said, I'll talk about that in a little bit. We are going, yes, blocks per game was Serge Ibaka with 1.5 blocks per game. Steals per game was Terrence Ross, a little under 1.5 steals per game. And points per game was Serge Ibaka. Yes, their power forward, Serge Ibaka, had the most points per game on the Orlando Magic roster. Their power forward, by the way. Now, that's interesting, guys, with 15.1 points a game. That's interesting to think about because Serge Ibaka is normally a crazy shot blocker. He plays fantastic defense. He can also shoot the three ball. So that's probably why he got what he got last season. Now, guys, this is the 2017-2018 Orlando Magic roster right now, and as of July 14th, 2017. We start off with the starters. It's Elfrid Payton, Nevin Fournier, Terrence Ross, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Vucevic. So, guys, it's pretty much the same starting lineup as last season. Oh, wait, it is the exact same starting lineup as last season. But the second rotation changes just a little bit. Now, check this out. Shelvin Mack, point guard, as a backup. Jonathan Simmons, shooting guard, from the San Antonio Spurs. I'm telling you this right now. And if Jonathan Simmons can make a mark off the bench, like he did for the San Antonio Spurs, he will definitely get playing time. He might even excel over Evan Fournier at the shooting guard position. I believe it. I believe he can have a breakout season next season with the Orlando Magic. Then, of course, we don't have a substitute for the main man, Terrence Ross, who used to play for the Raptors. We don't have a substitute except, of course, and I believe that Mario Hezonja is playing small forward and power forward, sometimes off the bench. Then Mario Hezonja at power forward, and then Bismack Biyombo at center. So not that much has changed in the rotation, with the exception of Shelvin Mack and Jonathan Simmons entering the second rotation squad. So that is going to be interesting to see how they do this upcoming season. In the third rotation, guys, it's still just only DJ Augustine. So that's pretty interesting that they have a stacked point guard position, guys. Now, guys, remember, this is not including the draft, okay? But this is just me going off of their roster now, because some of the players aren't implemented into the roster just yet. So that is why I am going off of the players who have already been playing in the league, guys. Not, of course, the draft and entries of the class of 2017 draft. Another players, guys, are Marcus Georges-Hunt, Patricio Garino, and Jonathan Isaac. That's all they pretty much have. That's just 3 extra players who get limited playing time, possibly this season. Might get more playing time this season, but I'm not sure just yet. Now, guys, we go to the free agents that I believe the Orlando Magic can pick up if they really tried. Now, many of you guys will say, why are you doing this? They don't need another point guard. They have a roster full of point guards. But this is why I'm saying this, okay? This is what I said. Move Elfrid Payton to the bench and sign Derrick Rose. Now imagine Elfrid Payton, like a Rajon Rondo type, not trying to compare him, I'm just saying he's like a Rajon Rondo type, where he can't really shoot that well, but he makes fantastic passes. Now, him coming off the bench like Rajon Rondo for the New Orleans Pelicans in this upcoming season is going to be pretty crazy, right behind Jrue Holiday. But, guys, I said Derrick Rose because Derrick Rose needs to find a place in the NBA. He's still searching for one. His injuries have just shattered his career, guys. He is named Mr. Glass because he keeps on getting injured repeatedly. It's just a shame, guys. It's a shame that a talented player like Derrick Rose keeps on shuffling between teams, whether it's for draft picks or a swap deal. That's a shame, man. But that's a player that I believe the Orlando Magic would love to have. At shooting guard or small forward, I said sign Brandon Rush as a backup to Terrence Ross. Mario Hezonja can play backup power forward to Aaron Gordon. Now, this is an interesting one, guys, because Brandon Rush, he used to play for the Golden State Warriors. He keeps on bouncing back and forth between teams. He's like Derrick Rose with the exception of the injuries. It's pretty interesting to think about Brandon Rush, guys. He used to be one of the best defenders on the Golden State Warriors squad right before everybody started joining the bandwagon and stuff like that. But other than that, Brandon Rush as a backup to Terrence Ross, so he can play shooting guard and small forward, guys. So if Jonathan Simmons or Evan Fournier get hurt, he can play a backup to Evan Fournier or Jonathan Simmons, guys. And I believe that would be a fantastic free agent signing for the Orlando Magic. Brandon Rush as a backup. The next one, guys, is pretty interesting because it's a 2-in-1 deal. It's neither or they could try to sign both of them. So, guys, at power forward / center, this is what I said. I said sign Tiago Splitter or Maurice Spates to play the power forward or center position as a backup to Gordon and Vucevic, so that Hezonja can play full-time as a backup to Terrence Ross. Now, imagine that. That would be very interesting, guys. That would be very interesting. Move Hezonja in the back to the small forward position full time, okay? And then have neither Thiago Splitter or Maurice Spates play as a backup power forward / center role to Aaron Gordon and Nikola Vucevic. This is a fantastic signing because this would be interesting. And if you were to choose in between Thiago Splitter or Maurice Spates, guys, right now in the comment section down below, let me know who you would choose. But other than that, that's all I have for you guys today. If you guys have any suggestions of teams you want me to do next, shout out once again to the main man, Jeremy Pape, I think that is. And if I'm saying it wrong, I apologize so much, man. I'm sorry. But please let me know in the comment section down below which team you want me to do next, guys. Who they could possibly sign, and of course their rosters and stuff like that. But other than that, thank you so much for listening. You guys have been a great audience, guys. Currently at 7 subscribers. Can we reach 10 subscribers? That would be much appreciated. Shout out to my Instagram followers and my Twitter followers. Jeremy Pape again. He followed me on one of my social medias. I believe it was on Instagram. No, was on Twitter, I believe. My apologies. So shout out to him. You the real MVP, Jeremy. But other than that, thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you guys later. Wow.